Hey everyone, my name is Tiffany. I am a certified personal trainer, a corrective exercise specialist, and a Reiki master. So my passion lies in uncovering the potentials of our human capacity and understanding the messages of our body and energy that we're taking in, and how our physical body is working with essentially the universe and creating our experience and navigating it. And right now, I feel like everybody is navigating grief. And personally, I was understanding how this grief is translating in my body, and it's very, very physical. So I got the message to create a video showing you ways that you can help release the energy of grief from your physical body, because a lot of people might not even recognize that the energy that's around us is translating in our physical body, and then it leads us to discomfort and dis-ease. So I'm hoping that these exercises that I'm going to show you are going to help you with a little bit of relief, at least physically, maybe even emotionally. So the energy of grief sits in our heart chakra. So our heart chakra energy is about love, and it is about the reconciliation of our spirit self and our human self. So when we are grieving and we're trying to understand, processing experiences that are around us, and just that sense of grief, it sits in our heart chakra. So the heart chakra is related obviously to the chest, the upper back, the shoulders, the neck. So you may be feeling very tight in the chest, tight in the back, just clenched up and tightening and contracted, because heart energy and grief sit here in our chest. When we're grieving, we close off. So our energy and our physical body are both kind of collapsing in on itself. So if the body's sitting in this position, tight and clenched, the muscles start to adapt that way, and then we close down more because our physical body is trying to protect our energetic body. So we find ourselves here, and then pain sets in. So I found these exercises that I'm going to give you are super helpful in counterbalancing that, so that we can get our physical body open and then energize our energy and make our energy stronger to kind of deal and handle the grief. So the first couple that I'm going to show you require a sock and 2 tennis balls. So if you have any balls that are the size of tennis balls, you use little cross balls, which they're a little bit harder than tennis balls, and just a sock. Just drop the 2 balls in here, tie a knot, and then you have your apparatus you can use. There are a lot of already made instruments that you can use for this, but you can just find household products to be useful. So the first thing that we're going to do is to open up the chest. So you're going to come up to a wall and then take your ball, and they actually don't need to be in a sock for this one. You could just use them separately, but if they're in a sock already, you can still use it. So you're going to put the ball on the wall and then bring your chest towards it. And then you're just going to lean the body into the chest a little, lean the body into the ball so that your chest is against the ball, and just kind of roll around. You'll find some spots that are super tender. So just stay on that and try to breathe wherever you find the tenderness. And wherever you find that spot, just lean on it, press your body into the wall, creating some friction between the wall, and just hold and breathe, and really breathe into the chest, because the more you breathe, the more it's going to expand your rib cage, which will help open up the muscles more. And if you want a little bit extra, you can take that arm and open it up along the wall behind you. There's actually a doorway right there, so I have a little bit of extra space. So if there is a wall, it might be kind of hard if your chest is really closed off to run it up. So you can find a door jamb if you need a little bit of extra space. So opening up the chest this way, and then you can roll side to side, back and forth. And then again, moving the arm in any direction, you'll start to feel the muscles, they get into a state of where they're tonic and they're really tight. So this will start to help to give them the message that they can release. It's kind of energetically what we're all looking for too right now, is a message where we can just relax and release into surrender of everything that's going on. But in the meantime, we'll just support our physical body as best we can. So you can do this on both sides. Same way, pressing the ball into the wall, leaning the body, and moving the body. And you may find that both sides are very different. I have more issues on my right side, so it's a lot more tender on the right side, and I have a lot more work to do here than the left side. So you might not necessarily need to do the same amount of work on either side. Just focus on where the tension is and just focus there to help release that. You don't have to worry about balancing necessarily. The second one is bringing the balls parallel, and your spine is going to go right in the center here. So you can start it low, bringing it up to the thoracic spine, which is your upper back, and aligning it so that your spine is right in between the two balls. And then you can just do little semi-squats to roll the ball up and down the upper back muscles, which tend to, when we hold this position, they tend to lengthen, but they also get knots in them because they're overworking. So if we can help release the knots, and this is a lot of us where we carry stress as well. So just little squats. Try to keep your head focused. I keep turning to look at you, but that changes what my muscles are doing in the back. So keep your focus straight ahead, and then little squats to roll up and down the back. And you can do this for as long as it feels good. You can also, either one of these, the chest or the back one, you can do it lying on the floor and just putting the balls wherever and lying on it, which will help open up your back too. But I like the mobility exercises, and when you're standing, you have a little bit more, leeway of how much pressure you put on it, rather than lying on the ground, which will be harder because your body will be putting all the pressure on it. So those are the two, standing with the tennis ball apparatus. And I'm going to give you two more on the ground to help open up the chest area. So for these two chest openers, ideally you'll have two yoga blocks. If you don't, we'll show you the position, and then you can get towels or just anything that you can be resourceful with to utilize in your home. But the best bet are yoga blocks. So the two yoga blocks will be like a number 11 on the top of your mat. And what you're going to do is come down to your belly. So get kind of in a plank position on your knees. And then you're going to lower your hips down and then bring the blocks directly underneath your shoulders. Release the chest down. You might feel a little bit of a burning in the chest area as the muscle and the fascial tissue starts to release. Bring the arms back. Keep the palms down. That's going to help to rotate the shoulders back. And then you can release the head down. And just breathe here. So really, as your head is down on the mat, really allow your chest to fall towards the ground and use your breath to help open up the chest area. Just really relax your weight into the blocks and allowing the chest to open. And you can stay here as long as it feels good. It's really quite relaxing. And lastly, the exercise that I'm going to show you, or rather position, will require the blocks to be in a T formation on your mat. So this one will go lengthwise, and this one's perpendicular to the top of your mat. This one's parallel. This one's perpendicular, so it's like a T. So they will go on your mat that way. And then you're gonna place yourself so that your hips are on the mat, just in front of this block. And then this block you'll slowly lower your body down so that the block is in between your shoulder blades, and then gently release your head to the other block. Release the legs out and then turn the palms up, breathing into the chest area to allow the muscles to release. Palms up. Relax the shoulder blades down and hold here as long as feels good. If this does bother your low back, you can bend your knees just to ease that up a little bit. But if not, extend them. Breathe into the chest area. Remember to utilize that breath to fill up, to help release any muscle tension. Part of grief energy is that we forget to breathe, and we forget to circulate the energy back into our system. So these exercises are going to help remind your body and your mind that we need to open up to breathe. Because when we are grieving or when we're stressing, when all of this physically collapses in, our breath collapses in as well. So reminding the body that it can be open and it can be safe being open, and expanding that energy will help to move the repercussions of grief energy around, and it will help us process the grief faster. So I hope that these exercises are helpful to you. Remember that grief is an emotion, and emotions are teachers, and as much as we don't want to be going through painful times, they're necessary. And we are resilient. We're self-healing, we're resilient, and as long as we're staying in tune and being mindful about our body, our physical body, our emotional body, our spiritual body, and our energetic body, then we can get through anything. So really take the time to be gentle with yourself and take care of yourself. When you take care of yourself, you take care of the rest of the world. Namaste.